Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money G, trying to review the latest horror film. Yes, I finally watched, and now this is my review of Hungry. Yes, this hippo isn't playing any games. Ha ha ha!
Y'all ready for this? Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Money.
Now, Hungry is a 2026 British survival horror film that was written and directed by James Nunn. Now, the film stars Madison Davenport, Tracy Bonner, Joaquin de Almeida and Olivia Burnstone. Now, in this film, after becoming lost in the Louisiana swamplands, a group of holiday makers must fight for their lives against a rampaging hippo on the loose. That's right, a hippopotamus. Can you believe it? Now, horror fans, as I stated before, I really do love a good survival horror film, especially ones that includes trying to survive against attacks from animals. You know, you take a person or a group of people and you had them stranded in the middle of nowhere, like in the forest, a desert, or in the middle of the ocean, where they not only have to survive. Well, they only have to survive against the elements, but they also have to survive against animals trying to attack them. You know, whether it's a bear or an alligator or crocodiles, wolves, a monkey, or of course sharks, the persons or people involved really have to work hard in order to survive. Now, we've seen this played out in certain survival horror films such as Crawl, Rogue, Primeval, Primate, Backcountry, and Thrash. So now British filmmaker and writer-director James Dunn brings us his latest project entry into the subgenre horror, which is called Hungry. Yes, Hungry. Now we're introduced to Sistine and her best friend Hannah, who are vacationing in New Orleans despite the fact that Sistine is dealing with her mother's illness and has recently lost her job. They have decided to take a discounted alligator watching tour along with Nurse Sally, her retired firefather, Father Tim, her son Mike, and Dion Edwards, a divorced businesswoman. Now the tour goes along very nicely, not a hitch, until Rodrigo, the tour guide, takes them off of the approved route into an desolated area in order to save a massive and famous alligator called Big Ben. Unfortunately, Big Ben has been savagely mutilated, and before the group can leave, they are attacked by a highly aggressive hippopotamus who knocks over the boat. Rodriguez is badly wounded, and the rest of the passengers are now stranded in the swamp with a deadly hippo. Oh no! Now I know what you're saying, guys, and know what you're thinking, but no. The popular board game Hungry Hungry Hippo is still owned by Hasbro. It's not in the public domain. And from what I found out, this film is kind of loosely based upon that popular board game. I mean, the tag title is this hippo is not playing any games. So you know none was influenced by the board game Hungry Hungry Hippo. Now let's get one thing straight, because I'm sure many people believe that hippos are very docile animals and you will not go on a rampage like this hippo is doing in this particular film. However, hippopotamus, especially male hippopotamus, are highly territorial and can be extremely aggressive against anyone who they believe is a threat in their territory, whether it's other animals, whether it's other male hippos, hyenas, lions, tigers. They actually, most adult male hippos have no natural known predators, maybe outside of man. That's because they have a massive bite force ranging from 18,000 to 200,000 psi, pounds per square inch, which is the strongest bite of any land mammal and can easily crush a human skull. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen some videos where you see people feeding a hippopotamus watermelons and how easily that they can crack because of how wide their mouth gapes open and how easy they can crush it. Just imagine that was a human skull. We wouldn't have a chance. Another problem is the tusks that they have on their mouth. Now, of course, we all know hippos, well, they're vegetarians, but if you ever got attacked by a hippo and they open their mouth, you will not survive because of the bite force and their tusks. I think they're about 3 to 5 inches long that can pierce anything the human body has. So if you ever get bit by a hippo, that's it, you're dead. According to some estimates, hippos have killed over 500 people, mainly in Africa, though some believe that toll can be up to 3,000 deaths, making hippos one of the world's deadliest mammals. So plain and simple, you don't fuck with a hippo. Now, in this film, James Nunn is using the same premises that we've seen before in other films that have a similar plot, like Rural Primate and Cross. Nothing new. He's not anything new or different. We've seen this situation before in other films like those films I just mentioned. However, instead of using alligators and a rabid chimpanzee, Nunn has decided to use an animal that has never been used before. So I'll give him credit for doing something quite totally different because we never seen a hippo in this particular film like this before, so give him credit. However, the basic plot is still the same as we have a group of tourists stranded in a desolate area, desolate swamp, while trying to survive a raging hippo. It's nothing new or nothing different. It's just a hippo instead of the other animals we've seen. It's not a shark. It's not wolves. It's it's not alligators or crocodiles. It's just a hippo. Now the film is nicely paced and it looks very well. As I love some of the shots that we get during the boat tour. Nice cinematography. Dunn does a good job of how the film looks and how it's paced. I thought it was a very nicely paced film. I also have to give credit to the effects teams that they did a pretty good job of making the hippos look real and terrifying enough to create the type of danger that you need for a film like this. Now we don't get any after effects when the hippo does kill, probably because they just didn't have the budget for it. There's some obviously some CGI blood that happens throughout the film, but really no good practical effects other than the hippos. There is a problem that I do have in this particular film, and that is the characters that are the typical cliche character that we've seen before in film like this one. I mean, you have the main character, Sistine, who's the happy best. You know, we have the main character that has problems, Sistine. We have the happy best friend in Hannah, and then we have the bad character or the actual bad guy in Dion. Now, American actress Madison Davenport, known for her role in the sci-fi horror comedy What's Inside, she is okay as Sistine, and she does a good job. Or she does what she can with the script that Nunn has written her here. Now, while I do like some of the interactions she has with the rest of the cast, there's just isn't enough character development to have the audience root for someone out of 16 to survive this nightmare. You know, like I said, we have the typical characters in this particular film. You know, we see Hannah and 16. We know that they're good friends. We see Sally, her father Tim, and her son Mike. There's nothing really fascinating about them. Then, of course, we have Dion, you know, and then, of course, we have Rodrigo. There's nothing really exciting about these guys. The film does nothing to elevate any of these characters outside of 16 to make us care about them in order for to see which one is going to survive this nightmare. No, veteran Portuguese actor Joaquim de Almeida, he's okay as a tour owner named Walker who has a history of dealing with hippos, and he actually has a good explanation of how hippos were brought into the States. I believe there's some factual information that he says of how hippos came here in the States, and I actually thought it was a good idea because the first thing you're going to say to yourself, how the hell did a hippo get in Louisiana? I mean, overall, this film is better than I expected. You know, despite the similar premise and the cliche characters, the film is quite entertaining. The hippo effects are pretty good. Nunn does a good job in creating the tension and suspense you need for a film like this. So, like I said, I actually did enjoy this film. It's kind of like the other films that I saw this year, like Thrash and Primate. You know, all these animal attack films, you know, despite the cliche characters and similar plots, they actually were pretty good. I enjoyed the film. So I'm going to give Hungry 3 out of the miser's 5 bloody gold coins. Like I said before, I really did enjoy this particular film. Like I said before, despite the cliche characters and a similar plot that we have in this particular film, I thought Nunn did a pretty good job in how the film looks. The practical effects are fine. The hippo is very good. Very good job here, Nunn. And so there you have it, my horror fans. That is my video and review of Hungry. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Have you seen Hungry? What you thought about it? Did you think you enjoyed it as good as I did? Leave your comments in your comment section below and tell your thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way, we notify anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember horror rules. And I'll see you in my next video. You guys stay safe out there.